Just wanted to share something about how much you can change a person with support and faith in them. And I went through the ringer with a few companies. I was having a hard time. Lost a lot of faith in people. Every place I was at, though, there was always at least a couple angels that showed me support. And actually, I could name so many of them. It's ridiculous. Even if there's a bunch of people that are wishing bad, that one person can wipe out a bunch of that energy, fill it with their own. But I was getting to a point where I was down, and then I was working at this place, and I started getting these, it wasn't like a voice, but like these thoughts, these messages. And I said, get the hell out of here. Go, girl, go. So I left there, I went somewhere else, and it wasn't great, but I felt like I was kind of blacklisted. People were like, oh yeah, sometimes she screws up, and sometimes she's mouthy, and sometimes she's too much. So I ended up getting in with this company, and I was quite excited, a little bit nervous. It was running solid dump truck, and I was like really onto the water truck thing. So I stopped at this other company on the way home from that test drive, and I said, can I speak to the dispatch? And so I went in and spoke to dispatch, and they said, just a sec, somebody's going to take you for a test drive. So I went out for a test drive. I said, yeah, it's all good. So I told them that, I really liked water truck. And I said, oh my God, we don't have anybody who wants to run water truck. Everybody hates it. I said, lucky for you, I love it. It's my favorite. So got heavy into the water truck there. And it was so funny. I'd show up on job sites and I was always nervous. And a lot of people told me, oh, this is a really bad company. It's poorly run and they do really bad work. And they're bad this and bad that. And everywhere I went, everybody was so supportive. Do something like, you're killing it, girl, wow, good job, that's a good job, you really know what you're doing. I was like, what the heck is going on here? Am I being pumped right now? That's literally what I thought. Everywhere I went, it was crazy, the support. It was a little overwhelming. I just wasn't quite understanding what it was all about. And after I was there for a bit, somebody said to me, well, people are talking out there. I don't want to say anything bad, but they're saying you're a badass bitch. And I was like, oh my God, that's like the nicest thing maybe somebody ever said. Wow, that's really nice. Like, seriously? I didn't want you to be offended by this. I wouldn't be offended by that. My God, I love it. That was another time. I got a little word with somebody on a job site, and when I got back, they said, is this, your normal behavior, confronting people? And I said, well, sometimes you just gotta step up and confront and get it over with, because the positions I've been in, if you sink, then, man, once you go down, they're on top of you, so you really gotta hold your ground. And he said, you're like a Barbie doll from hell. I was like, yet again, another one of the most nicest things anybody ever said about me. Anyways, this team just kept getting bigger and bigger, and people would be like, I'd have, some problem with the tarp in the morning or something, and they'd be out there on it, all the drivers out there talking, working together, helping each other out. Dispatch, fleet manager, even owners would be there, just getting the day going, and everybody was excited, and it was just, and a lot of people like really knew their stuff, like the mechanics knew their stuff, the drivers knew their stuff. I went in there with, I had never done asphalt. Well, I did cold batch before, but I never did asphalt, and man, people were like, saw one guy over at the quarry, and I said, hey, can you give me a hand here? He said, oh yeah. So he got in the box, and we're spreading some diesel around there, and told me how it was done. And like I said, everywhere I went, same thing. And I had a little problem. I had a problem with my tarp. Broke one of the arms. So I went back and I was so upset with myself. And the guy says, I heard you had a problem out there. I said, yeah, I did. I'm really, really sorry. Broke a tarp arm. He says, well, you know, it happens, like, you know, you just gotta be careful. And I said, I know, but I was being really careful, and I'm really disappointed in myself, and I'd like to pay for it, like, I'd really like to pay for it. And I said, are you kidding me? You're not paying for that. He said, you know who breaks stuff, Jamie? He said, people who show up to work every day, go out there and work hard. If you ever heard a job, sometimes stuff breaks. So if you aren't out there doing the work, you're gonna get broke. But we appreciate you here, and you're not paying for that tarp arm. Please. All levels too. Every age, every walk of life, every ethnicity. That was another beautiful thing. It's like so diverse. There was people from all over the place there, and people from all walks of life, and everybody, like when we'd have a meeting, everybody come together, and it was just like, it's like a family. Absolute family. Anyway, I just want to say, you know, if you're in a place that you're giving you a real hard time, and it's real toxic, and you're going in there, and you don't want to go in, and you're feeling sick, and there's no shame in leaving somewhere to go somewhere else. You might find the best thing out there, and it happens that, like, I've actually found good places along the way, you know, and sometimes places close. It seems to be a thing that happens after you work there. Either they shut down the benefits, or they shut down the business, or I don't know. So my energy just causes things to end. I don't know. Oh, anyways, just wanted to say, you know, like this place too. It's funny the amount of ribbing they take. I heard it constantly. People badmouthing the company. Oh, I think they're doing, and who they think they are, and they're so cocky, and they're trying to make a big thing. Yeah, they're trying to make a big thing. Big dreams. That's what you do. They're brave. Go out there. Grab it right by the horns. Like, yeah, I'm going to do this. And they work real hard at it. And every person that comes up against them, God takes note. God says, you know what? Maybe you weren't perfect, but you're out there trying, and I heard all those people badmouth you. Oh, I heard all those people. I heard what they said about you. I heard how they wanted you to fail. So God just keeps elevating you. And then maybe you end up selling that business and moving on to other things, and just getting out of it. And people are still crapping on you like, oh yeah, see, I guess your business didn't work out, eh? What happened there, eh? All you're showing is your envy. That's really all you're doing, and it's a really ugly trait. I've had times that I've been envious of things when I was younger, and it's a horrible feeling for everybody involved. So when you see somebody out there trying to get a business going, they're trying to start something good, it's like, oh well, I haven't been in it for generations, and my dad didn't get this going for me in the heyday of the 60s, and there's all kinds of extra money and already bought equipment. These are people that are starting from the bottom. Started from the bottom, how I am. Oh, started from the bottom, now the whole team's here. Anyways, I want to show support for the underdog. These companies would take people who aren't maybe perfect. They were not all perfect. But man, did we ever work good together. Stuff got done. Got to learn a lot of machines. Started when they were on the water truck, and I had done all kinds of trucks, but they ended up, when the water truck team was over, they said, do you want to try the hook truck? Nobody really likes the hook truck either. I said, I can't do that. There's no possible way. I would have real problems with that. And I said, well, we think you can do it. Would you be willing to train? Yeah, I'll go out with a trainer. And even after a week, the trainer's like, I don't know this girl, man. She's like, has a hard time. I eventually had to say to them, you know, the hard time is being in a truck with another person, even though this person was a fabulous person, awesome trainer. Taught me to be OCD with it, which you have to be when you're doing that stuff. But I said the problem is being in the truck with another person with you watching me out earlier time. I said if you send me alone for a day, how about you can see, we'll see how it goes, you know, when I'm doing stuff at my own pace with nobody watching me and nobody saying, no, not that way, no, not that way, you know. If you didn't tell me, I would have figured it out. So sometimes it's good to be alone at there, so they gave me that chance, I did it, and then I've been doing the flat deck stuff ever since. They just put so much faith into me, and of course, we come with a flat deck, you have to learn pretty much all the equipment. I learned that. Been in all kinds of machines, floating loaders, loaders and hose, and a lot of skid steers. I really like doing skid steers because it's very basic and there's no worries at all, really. Fun to hop up on the deck. But I love doing the paver too. The paver is really fun. First couple times, just like all of a sudden you're like on an angle like this, and you're hitting the clouds, and then boop, and it comes to a nice stop, and then you're there and you chain it. It's a lot of fun. It's very rewarding. I like being able to drive all the equipment, but yeah, they gave me that chance. They just said, yeah, go get on this. And then they were short of people for snow. Somebody left last second and like, hey, you want to get in a pickup truck? We'll plow and salt ourselves. I can't do that. Are you kidding me? I don't really see myself being, you know, of the caliber to do that. And I said, well, can you please try? We'd really appreciate it. So sure, I got in. I went ahead and did it. And had so much support out there. A couple times I had to call my supers. Oh my God. I've walked in this dumpster and trying to pull the snow out. Can't do it. Come down. They come down. Help me do it. Show me how to do it. Full hydraulic line. Call service. They're there. Getting my truck fixed up for me. Just a stellar bunch of people. Stellar bunch of people. There's times that I even, I made mistakes. And they're like, you know what, Jamie, you're right there, you're trying, you're doing a good job, really appreciate it, appreciate everything you do. I'm like, oh my God. I'm gonna give you a raise. You're basically acting as a foreman. Jamie, really, seriously. It just seems that my resume just keeps growing, and that's all through people who had faith in me and gave me a chance when I was down out. I felt like somebody was a kitten drowning in a puddle. They picked me up by the scruff of the neck and were like, yeah, come on, drive that truck. You're really gonna like it. Amazing equipment, amazing people. They gave me hours. They're like, yeah, you show up and we'll give you hours. And I rolled around, do I need to get a second job plowing or something? They're like, no, we will keep you busy. And they did exactly what they said they were gonna do. I was busier than it's crazy. At the end of the winter, the flight manager says to me, Jamie, remember when you were worried about not having enough hours? Did you get enough hours this winter? But God, yes, it did. Anyways, I just wanted to say something nice in a world where people are like, this company sucked. No, it didn't. Well, the best place I ever worked. The best place I ever worked. Don't believe everything you hear. Sometimes it's just envious people talking. God sees what you do. God knows what you do. If you're out there with a dream, He will help you along. God bless everybody. I can't stop it.